Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. We are moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. With that, let's head on up to Foxborough. Standing by with the call at Gillette Stadium, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Well, the radar says the heavy stuff still a few hours away, but snow is falling as we near kickoff at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Carolina Panthers. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
Bringing out the New England Patriots in his 19th year in the league, Tom Brady. And week 2 of the preseason against the Eagles, he was out there for, what, 6 series?
Yeah, in a league where most of the time your starting quarterback in game 2 of your preseason may get 2 series. Most of the time, it's still a 1. They're trying to protect him. And Tom Brady, who didn't play in their opener because of a sore back, he threw the ball 26 times, completed 19, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 to Chris Hogan, 1 to James White. When Tom Brady's on the field, good things happen. And maybe that little bit of a grudge from the Super Bowl was still there for New England for him to play that long.
And I would think with him staying out there that long, that's Tom Brady saying, hey, I want to be on the field, right?
No doubt about it. He missed the season opener. Maybe he was making up a little bit for lost time. But he looks like he's ready for the season right now.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A play fake for Burkhead. Now Brady. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And it's 3rd down. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he's got an open man. It's Gronkowski. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. And I put my first tally mark next to the Brady to Gronk counter here.
I think it may be the first of many because once they get going, look out. Things tend to snowball. Tom Brady trusts Gronk as much as any receiver I think he's thrown to in his career. And it's evident when you see that.
That's saying something.
That's saying something right there. But he's earned it.
On 1st down, Brady. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. The Panthers and Patriots, these two teams met a year ago, week 4. Graham Gano hit a 48-yarder at the buzzer to win it 33-30. But the most memorable game, I would say, Super Bowl 38 between these two teams.
That's exactly right. The Patriots won that game 32-29. So here they are. The Panthers flipping it around and winning by 3 in New England.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats, but really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he can take his first step. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
I don't believe that this this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Brady now on first down. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A really nice gain of 25 yards. The former seventh-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Flushed out right. Right side, that's complete to Gronkowski. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That throw good for 4. It's second down. He's had great protection back there to throw, really been able to survey from the pocket.
That means the jersey stays clean, so the dry cleaning bill, that's reduced. It also means the trainer doesn't have to deal with him because he's not getting hit. Also means that he's able to find targets downfield at his leisure. That allows him to be really accurate.
Brady to throw again. That fights through one man. And this is complete. It's Allen. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Chris Hogan from 6 yards away. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They will be led out by their starting quarterback since his arrival back in 2011. It's Cam Newton.
2 years after leading the Panthers to the Super Bowl, he did get them back into the playoffs in 2017. Unfortunately, they fell in the first round. Just 206 yards passing per game, the lowest total of his career. I think a lot of that was due to injuries on the offensive line and the lack of big-time weapons outside. The Panthers in the last 2 drafts, though, have tried to address that. Look for those numbers to climb up again for Cam Newton. I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second down, McCaffrey. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. The corner, Stephon Gilmore on the stop. And the offensive starters for the Panthers.
And Christian McCaffrey, one of my favorite players in the 2017 draft, he didn't disappoint. Had 80 catches as a rookie. Look for him to be more actively involved in the running game in 2018. Yes, he can run between the tackles.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Well, I think this is a free play for Newton. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
Offside, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah,
Still third down.
offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And that last penalty makes his third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. From the gun on third down, Newton. Got a man, it's right. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to...
Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, the ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And just one tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. Brady will try again on 2nd down. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. A look up to the scoreboard as time has run out on this first quarter. The Patriots here have the early lead, and we'll return to Foxborough after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Throwing on first down is Brady. On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, it's Brady. This is caught. Gronkowski. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Brady to Gronkowski for the Patriot first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
And his throw is incomplete. Gronkowski the intended target, and it's 3rd and 4.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. This Carolina D was 3rd in the NFL in sacks last year.
And sometimes that surprises people when they hear that because who's the dominant pass rusher that you think of putting up double-digit sacks? They do it collectively as a unit and get to the quarterback.
Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. Well, that was an intriguing call. You got a chip shot field goal. Tight game. Why not just take the 3?
I know that not all the old rules apply in today's NFL, and in fact, I'd love to have an analytics coach here with us right now to say why that was probably a good play. I don't know that even the analytics coach would have said that. That seemed like a bad play. Take the points there and move on.
He's got room to run past the 20 as he's all the way up to the 24-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And that is incomplete.
Defending an out route is awfully difficult because the best receivers try and sell an inside move before they break to the out, and you have to respect that as a defensive guy because if you let them, what they say, cross your face or get across you in the middle of the field, usually you're beating on a route, and that's an easier throw for the quarterback. So you ordinarily take a step over to make sure you seal that off. In this case, he was able to not only do that, but react back to the sideline and bat the ball down.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. New England trots back out there for their next offensive series, and it gives us a time to talk about their backfield. Everyone knows Tom Brady's set in stone, but they've got some options at running back this year. Interesting to see how that's going to sort out.
And it's always been that way in New England, kind of a plethora.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Foxborough after this. A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Ah, yes, Brady to Gronk. You think these two are in sync?
Without a doubt. And look, they both understand what they can do for each other. Gronk knows if he gets open, the ball's going to be there. And Tom Brady knows what a great security blanket Gronk is. When all else fails, you find big 87.
Now, Brady gets away with one. Lucky. Could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, here's Brady. The quick slant caught, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective.
There's a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Gostkowski for the point after. Gostkowski with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with a New England touchdown. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. Now it's Barner. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, right now, Charles, we sit in the thick of preseason, and, of course, that means we're in the thick of fantasy football draft season. So, you know, the top 5, it's good to have David Johnson back, Le'Veon Bell, of course, Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Brown, all studs. Who would you take number 1 in the fantasy draft?
Oh, that's a tough one, but I would look at Todd Gurley and David Johnson as my top 2 picks.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
So we have come to halftime, and what's up? We now proceed to the start of the second half. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. Now it's Barner. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. The third quarter starts with a run from Anderson. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Dante Hightower on the stop. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The big nose tackle, Danny Shelton there to swallow him up.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
To throw on third down. Newton, he's going to look deep down the... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Devin Funchess, 71 yards. And the Panthers have got it back to a one-score game. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. Gano the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and Carolina scores to cap it off. Gano out to kick this one away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He finds an opening past the 40. Wide open receiver complete. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. That time a slant. Brady in general on those quick hitters, he just releases the ball so fast.
He does, and he's so accurate, but most of the time he wins before the ball's even snapped by his pre-snap read. Finds out where the defense is and delivers it to the proper place.
Here's a carry now for Mike Gillisley. And he's got Rome. Bulldozes past him. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. Brady now on 1st down. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Brady going to throw. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
Carolina getting set to take the field.
And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they'll try to fire up the running game with C.J. Anderson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level. They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
Oh, he slipped right by him. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, Well, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. We get set for the 4th quarter. Patriots have the lead. They also have the football. Brady now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And caught by Hogan for a Patriot touchdown. Chris Hogan, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Patriots add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. The point after try for Gostkowski. Gostkowski the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Carolina getting set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's something like there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot, not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now. Newton on 1st down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You can have the first one for the second one to even matter.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's third down.
Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And this is going to be incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Desperation time. Newton, fourth down. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey.
Offside. Defense.
So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Dante Hightower in there to get him for a loss of 5.
And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
Complete. Smith has it. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On second down, here's Newton. Caught left side by Funchess. Touchdown, Carolina. Devin Funchess. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Extra point try, good by Gano. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Gano out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Pushing through the contact. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Brady, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10.
The first carry now for Rex Burkhead. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he hits his man, Matthews. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They'll have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Back to throw. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. The Panthers got to go quickly. They're moving with a sense of urgency right now. He'll look to throw. And right with it here over the middle. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. He's back to throw. And this one complete right side to Funchess. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's right. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. That's fielded in the end zone. Dances by him. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, let's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw is Brady. And Matthews has it right side. They got 29 yards that time. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Space to run past the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell